Hey everybody, this is Matt Chauncey with SISU Cinema Robotics here with Mike Morgan, our resident MoCo guru, and today we're going to talk about the top 10 things that you should know about the new battery box. Before we get into our top 10 things, I just wanted to ask you, what makes our battery box special?
What I think makes this so special is this is the very first battery for motion control robots. And our engineering team has done an incredible job engineering this thing. They didn't just go to Harbor Freight and put a bunch of pieces together and slap a logo on it. It's custom engineered for this.
Question number one, what SISU robots are compatible with the battery box?
All of them. C14, C20, C20 on track, C31 can all run on the battery box.
So you can run robot on track off this system.
That's correct.
That's amazing. Number two, when we say 8 hours of battery life, what does that mean?
So that 8+ hours, that comes from typical set use. The very first shoot I used this on was for an Apple TV show. We took it on set. We had about an 8-hour day. Ran the robot. It was running, being programmed, shooting the whole time, and we still had juice at the end of the day.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So it's not just like if you turn it on, it's going to be dead in 8 hours. It's only pulling power from the battery when the robot's running.
Yeah, there's a lot of variables. The more you run it, the bigger the robot, you're going to get less. But if it's running lighter, smaller robot, you're going to get a lot more than 8 hours.
All right, number three. Obviously, there's a lot of advantages to having the battery box, but what is the most important thing that people should know about this system?
I think the whole battery thing is cool, being able to run unplugged, but really what I think is the coolest thing about this thing, and what really gets me excited, is that it is, like you said, a total power solution. You can plug this into the wall and it'll trickle charge as it powers your system. So that means you don't need to call an electrician to come bring 3-phase or install a transformer to your building. You can run your system, your robot, off of this.
So you're telling me that if I'm in a studio and I buy a battery box and a C31 or a C20 on track, I can run that off of wall power?
Wall power, that's correct.
That's huge. So it's not just a battery box, guys, it's also a smart transformer.
And you can take it wherever you go.
Number four, is this thing safe?
It absolutely is. That's one thing that we tout a lot, is that this is the safest robot in the industry. And we stick to that. We want to stay committed to safety. We use lithium ion phosphate batteries, which are very safe. You could drive a stake through one of these and it's not going to explode. It's not going to catch on fire.
If I'm not mistaken, I believe that this is the same kind of power batteries that they use in your house when you're using solar power panels.
I believe so.
Yeah, that's awesome. Number five, this is kind of a follow-up to number four. We've had a lot of questions from people talking about operating this in the heat. We're in Texas, it gets real hot outside, especially in the summer. What do we need to be concerned about with that?
It's still completely safe. Nothing to worry about there. It's still not going to explode, still not going to catch on fire. You will see a little bit of a reduced battery life as it gets above 85, 90 degrees Fahrenheit.
Which is typical of all battery solutions. Number six, we just posted our launch video for the battery box. What exactly were we running in that shoot off of the battery box?
So we ran our C20 on track, obviously. Camera, we had monitor, running all off just the battery box. And we ran that for several hours. Still had juice at the end of the day to plug in some lights and help us, gave us some light while we were breaking down.
Number seven, talking about lights, can you use the battery box to run lights?
You can. We have a customer, actually, a beta tester who ran their C31, constantly moving, had, I believe, the equivalent of 4 600s plugged in apertures, and it ran for about 3 hours.
Wow. So 4 apertures, running lights with our largest robot.
Yep.
And that wasn't trickle charged or anything like that. That was just totally unplugged.
Exactly.
That's amazing. That's cool. Number 8, can I use the battery box to run other motion control systems?
Short answer is yeah. Yeah, you can. It was designed specifically for KUKA robots.
Okay.
So if you've got a KUKA, then absolutely it's going to work with yours. If you've got another type of robot, hit us up, ask us, and we can advise you.
Okay, so if you have a non-KUKA system, chances are you can reach out to us and we can figure out a solve for you.
Yeah.
Number 9, what is your favorite thing about the battery box?
I think my favorite thing is The biggest headache going into every shoot is figuring out power. What connectors do they have? What power do they have available? This thing solves that. The very first shoot I took it onto, I was able to set up the whole robot without bothering G&E or any other department for power.
Oh, that's huge.
Yeah, boot it up, map the lens, all of that. And then when they were ready to shoot, we rolled on to set and we were shooting within a couple minutes.
That's amazing. So like from the moment you get on set to the moment you leave, you're totally self-contained. Guys, that's huge, and that goes to our core values here at SISU about making motion control simple to use and easy to understand, and most important, fast on set. Our systems work at the speed of production. So we never want you to be waiting on the robot, and this is just another way that we're supporting that. Number 10, finally, last one. Most importantly, everybody's gonna want one of these things. How do they get it?
Just reach out to us. Right here on Instagram, you can DM us, drop a comment. We've got our email that is in the link in the bio. Just hit us up, we'll get back to you. We can get one in your hands.
And if you have other questions about the battery box, if there's other things that you want to know, hit us up in the comments and let us know. Thanks for watching.